Hello, it's me Orange Sheep and welcome back to my new video. So today's episode we have two demons fighting, Chara and Scorpion. Chara is the default name of the first human to fall into the underground. They are Asgore's and Toriel's adoptive child as well as Asriel's foster sibling. Although mourned by the underground's residents after their death, their adoration for the fallen child belies a much more sinister persona that few are privy to and is only revealed in segments on the pacifist route before being showcased in full on the genocide route. Powers and stats tier, at least 9B, low to scene name, Chara. Name in game varies depending on what the player chooses to name them, but Chara is the true name. Origin, undertale. Gender, unknown. Age, preteen at the time of death. Classification, human child, the fallen child, adopted child of Asgore and Toriel, Asriel's adopted sibling. Manifestation of the player's willingness to kill just to increase their stats, the demon that comes when people call its name. Powers and abilities, all of Frisk's abilities, except immortality, fear manipulation, made Doggo feel a chill all over his body even though he didn't know who he was fighting or where they were. Superhuman physical characteristics, possession, incorporeality, immortality, types 4, 6, 7, and 8, reliant on the player's desire to increase their statistics. Extrasensory perception, knew that the soul the player gave them resonated with a strange feeling. Soul manipulation, time manipulation, reality warping, causality, type 1, unaffected by time being rewinded by Frisk. Resurrection, should be able to rewind time upon death like Frisk. Immunity to soul manipulation. Flowey described them as empty inside just like him lacking a soul. Chara said that his human soul wasn't theirs, but yours. Previously died when having their soul combined with Asriel's, the latter collapsing into dust and his soul disappearing. Resistance to empathic manipulation, cannot understand the sentimentality of the player and those feelings anymore, which the demon may be literally unable to understand. Flowey's lack of a soul made him believe he was unable to love other people and thus lacked compassion. Attack potency, at least wall level, far superior to Frisk with high levels of determination, defeated Undyne the Undying, however while possessing 10 LV and colossal killing intent making the former more vulnerable. Universe level plus, destroyed Undertale as a game and its reality. Flowey with Chara's adopted view on the world wanted to destroy the timeline. The former believed they were working together to do the same until Chara betrayed him. Recreated the game after the player gives up their soul. Speed, supersonic, capable of aim-dodging lasers fired from Sansgaster blasters. Far superior to a high-determination Frisk in the neutral and pacifist routes. Unknown, at least as before, lifting strength, unknown striking strength, at least wall class, universal plus, destroyed the game in one blow. Durability, at least wall level, survived multiple hits from Undyne the Undying, higher with the Locket, universe level plus, unaffected by their destruction of the game. The ability to save and load, and type 8 immortality makes them extremely difficult to kill, will be brought back as long as the player's willingness to increase their stats exists. Stamina, immense, able to navigate Holland, capable of withstanding hordes of attacks from numerous different monsters without any signs of tiring. Unknown range, standard melee range, universal plus standard equipment, real knife, the Locket intelligence, presumably incredibly high weaknesses. Chara needs someone with strong enough determination and capacity for violence to manifest and needed to possess a host to interact with the universe before they had reached a sufficiently great level of power keys, while possessing Frisk, their absolute notable attacks/techniques. Grandmaster Scorpion of the Shirairu. Driven by rage, Hanzo Hasashi went through hell and back to avenge his family and clan, never resting until he cut down their murderer, Quan Kai. Now he leads a reborn Shirairu, avenging those who cannot avenge themselves. Powers and stats tier, at least 9A, likely high 8C name, Scorpion. Hanzo Hasashi, has several titles including Firefly, Creature of Fire, Spawn of Quan Kai, Fire Demon, The Vengeful Shade, Sting, Spearman. Origin, Mortal Kombat gender, male age, in his 50s during the events of MK11 classification, human, Shirairu ninja, revenant, past self, Grandmaster of the Shirairu, present self, Kronika's recruit, former, powers and abilities, superhuman physical characteristics, martial arts, skilled practitioner of Eastern, martial arts, such as judo and karate, weapon mastery, wields his signature spear as his default weapon. Throughout multiple games, he has had different swords, from westernized katanas to a traditional daisho. Can somehow do this with his spear, stealth mastery, skilled practitioner of ninjutsu, acrobatics, flight, limited flight, immortality, types 2 and 7, only for his revenant, can interact with his past self, but will share with it irreparable damage and death, as shown throughout MK11, unholy manipulation. All of his powers are from the nether realm. Hellfire manipulation. Hellfire is his only element and it is prominent in his abilities that don't even burn stuff. He can heat metal without visibly burning it, make hellfire blasts, cover himself in hellfire, wreathe his attacks with it, and reveal a burning skull to breathe a cone of hellfire. Teleportation, can instantly teleport himself to cross over a few feet to interrealm travel. Can banish others into the nether realm with physical contact. Also uses portals, summoning, can summon a demonic minion that can explode in hellfire and a stone monolith. Illusion creation, can create a fake, immaterial image of himself to trick his enemies. This image can also be made into a tangible clone of himself. Dimensional storage, somehow keeps a long length of chains tipped with the kunai in his bracer. Air manipulation, can summon a fire whirl upon teleporting. Intangibility, can burn away parts of his body, or all of it, to reveal a fiery skeleton form that allows him to phase through opponents while burning them on contact. In this state, he can still hold on to others while remaining intangible. Resistance to fire manipulation, unaffected by an upgraded sector's flamethrower. Attack potency, at least small building level. Defeated the likes of Kung Lao, the Cyber Lin Kuei, both human and cyborg forms, Dvora, etc. Casually did this with his teleport, likely large building level plus. While he has lost to lesser combatants, he beats them in a later point in time. He can harm the likes of Liu Kang with a throat chop and defeated Raiden, who was beginning to succumb to the amulet of Shinnok, despite losing to him before in the nether realm. Speed, hypersonic plus, likely massively hypersonic plus reactions and combat speed, equal to Sub-Zero, whose slide move can outpace an explosion. Can react to his past self's attacks and teleportation, who defeated Raiden. Lifting strength, at least class K, performed the spine rip fatality on the elder Sub-Zero. Can rip spines out of upgraded Lin Kuei cyborgs. Striking strength, at least small building level, can stagger in upgraded Cyrax with his strikes, likely large building class plus. Struck Liu Kang's throat and face hard enough to temporarily stun him. Durability, at least small building level, likely large building level plus. Stamina, high range, standard melee range with hand-to-hand combat and swords. Tens of meters with hellfire. Hundreds of meters with his spear. His portals and teleportation reaches throughout the realms. Standard equipment, spear, katana, Danto. Optional equipment, summoning skull, seems to be his device for summoning demons. Can create/summon, stone pillars, demonic minions, fiery portals, clones, illusions, fire whirls. His weapons intelligence, gifted, strong-willed fighter and is the mentor of Takeda and many Shirairu members. Should be comparable to other clan leaders such as Kuai Liang. Weaknesses, none. Notable attacks/techniques, hellfire manipulation, the nether realm's version of fire, mainly used to burn the tortured souls of those who committed crimes and lived a life full of them. It is naturally hotter than most flames as they can vaporize most of what they come into contact with. Hellfire is hot enough to vaporize an entire human body as well as the metal parts of Bi-Han's former outfit. Damage boost, Scorpion can project hellfire through his limbs to increase the damage of his physical strikes like punches or kicks. even burning whatever he strikes with them. He can also ignite his weapons in hellfire, coating them with flames that increase his damage output. For now, he has done this on his swords and spears only. TVPI 5V, Imgur.gif B1 Zinep, Imgur.gif LBognan, Imgur.gif RBX9Ops, Imgur.gif QZ8U0 Edge, Imgur.gif JW3IGB, Imgur.gif Scorpion can also use hellfire and shape it into a ball to hurl at his enemies, fire a constant stream of it from his hands, summon it from below their feet, light himself up to burn melee attackers, manipulate the air to create swirling firestorms and even breathe and spit out hellfire from his flaming skull. Fireball.png Fireball, Firebreath.png Firebra.png Firespra.png Firebelow.png Firenado.png Teleportation. This is the ability to move instantaneously from one location to another without physically occupying the space in between. Teleportation is one of Scorpion's frequently used techniques, which annoys his enemies too. In combat, he uses it to dodge attacks and reposition himself if his current position is disadvantageous to him. Live 0PJ, Imgur.gif PoCLJ1R, Imgur.gif PFR. Scorpion's teleportation isn't just for himself. He can teleport people a few meters away from him as long as he is touching them, but he can use it to teleport others to different planes of the nether realm. Scorpion mainly uses it to transport himself and his opponent to hell. However, he is still capable of using it as intended. He doesn't do so because fighting his opponent, there is actually an advantage for him. 4,564,297 Scorp plus BFR'(S plus Sub-Zero.gif Nether Realm powers. In the Nether Realm, Scorpion gains a home field advantage with the added benefit of having several powers that are connected to the fifth plane of the Nether Realm. Empowerment. Scorpion's strength increases with each passing moment, the longer he remains in the fifth plane of the Nether Realm. Statistics reduction. This place has properties that can drain the magical powers and energies of those who possess magical properties. The only way to counter this is to find a permanent source of magic to replenish lost energies. Power nullification. It also can drain the powers and fighting prowess of others, forcing the affected to rely on basic attacks. Corruption. Simply being in this place is a dangerous thing to do. The realm's dark essences can twist one's soul, causing them to turn into a vicious monster such as the likes of Draman Nether Stat Reduction.png Nether Realm Passive Corruption.png Nether Stat Reduction 2.png Near Power Null.jpg Necromancy. The Elder Gods resurrected his Chara clan after successfully doing their bidding as a champion. However, they returned as undead warriors, which greatly angered Scorpion, who now uses them against the Elder Gods and their associates. These undead ninjas are known as Hellspawn, fight in numbers and overwhelm their enemies with sheer numbers and ninja skills. Hellspawn Diabolists can summon hellfire from below their opponent, which synchronizes well with their fellow ninjas, acting as a distraction since these summoners are often out of sight while zoning out enemies with hellfire. G71XKLH, Imgur.gif Scorpion can also summon large levitating creatures called skulls that breathe fire and spit explosive skulls from a safe distance, acting as zoners that keep the distance between their opponent, which keeps them safe from close combat. Vomxkv, Imgur.gif Summoning. At some point in the story of Mortal Kombat X, Scorpion gained the ability to summon demonic minions from the Nether Realm. Besides attacking, he also uses them to restrain his opponent, leaving them vulnerable to his next attack. These minions can self-destruct in a fiery explosion, which vaporizes the opponent in the process. DemonSummon.jpg Demon Summon 2.png Portal Creation. One of Scorpion's methods of gaining access to the Nether Realm. Scorpion can create fiery portals that he uses to drag enemies to the hellish realm where he was reborn. These portals can lead to any place that Scorpion is familiar with in the realm, like a rocky road, evil lair, or a pool of lava, or even an unknown place that will make sure your skin is melted off. U4FZ, Imgur.gif Sakjug0, Imgur.gif Intangibility. At some point in his life, Scorpion developed a brand new and deadly ability with his power over Hellfire. This new power enabled him to incinerate himself to reveal a fiery skeleton that can phase through others, burning them in the process. This ability to become intangible is selective, as Scorpion can still hold on to others in this form. L3CVZRV, Imgur.gif Scorpion MK Fatality.gif Demon-gif Enhanced Senses. Scorpion's senses are very keen, as he was able to detect the presence of Quan Kai while he was escaping from the enraged specter in the Nether Realm. Even after Quan Kai escaped the Hellish Realm and fled to Outworld, he could still sense his presence and claims that there will be no place for the sorcerer to hide. Scorpion Sense.jpg coming soon. Blade overhead, Scorpion kneels down and slams both swords downwards. Flame Fist, Scorpion rushes forward and delivers a burning uppercut swung at a circular arc. Doom Slice, MKX. Similar to the above attack, except it is done using his sword. Flame Heel, Scorpion raises his leg and brings his burning heel down. Cataclysm, he then stabs the opponent's gut with his sword while facing away from them. Doom Blade, MKX, Scorpion uses his dual swords to perform two spinning, overhead slashes in quick succession. Downfall, Scorpion performs a spinning sweep, hitting the opponent with his foot and blade. Rising Cut, Scorpion rushes forward and performs a rising katana slash followed by a downward slash. Flip Kick, Scorpion performs a front flip kick with his foot covered in fire. Air, Sin Blade, while airborne, Scorpion slashes the opponent with his katana. Spear Stab, after hopping up, Scorpion swings his kunai downwards. Corkscrew Kick, after hopping up, Scorpion performs an axe kick. Rising Blade, when recovering from a knockdown, successfully blocking an attack, Scorpion counters by performing a rising slash with his katana. Spear Slice, while recovering from a knockdown, successfully blocking an attack, Scorpion counters by slicing his kunai across the opponent's chest. Mortal Kombat 9, Torment, with his lead arm, Scorpion throws a jab, a downward elbow, strike, and a burning uppercut. Doom Blade, Scorpion slices the opponent's thigh with one sword and slices them across using two swords before unleashing a flaming backflip kick. Brimstone, Scorpion throws a hook punch and an uppercut before performing an overhead slash of his sword. Gravedigger, instead of an uppercut and sword slash, Scorpion converts his hook punch into a shoulder bash. Mortal Kombat X, Endgame, Scorpion does an downward punch, a flaming uppercut and a flaming straight jab. Affliction, instead of a jab, he reaches for his sword and slashes the opponent. Eternal Vengeance, Scorpion throws an overhand punch and a rising back fist, followed by a roundhouse kick. Dead End, the kick is replaced with Scorpion performing an overhead slash with his sword. Catastrophe, Scorpion breaks the opponent's shins using a side kick and launches them up with a gut punch. He jumps after the opponent and slams them down with his fist. Soulless, the third hit is replaced with Scorpion slashing them down with his sword. Mortal Kombat 11, Torment, with his lead arm, Scorpion throws a jab and an uppercut. He then swings his kunai down. Haunted, Scorpion crouches low and slashes the opponent's gut before throwing them off balance with a shin kick. He then stabs them with his spear and katana. The Killing, instead of stabbing the opponent, he finishes the combo with a back kick. Dark Soul, Scorpion throws a cross punch and hops forward with a knife hand strike before unleashing a Hellfire-infused Superman punch. Wrath, instead of a Superman punch, Scorpion will stab his spear into their back and kick them away. He then pulls and steps on the chain, tripping and slamming them on their face. Falling Ashes, Scorpion hops forward with a side kick and converts it to a spinning hook kick coated in fire. Hack and Slash, the spinning hook kick in this combo is replaced with a double hitting spear attack, where Scorpion whips his spear in a circular motion and kicks it toward the opponent before it reaches a full circle. Slice, Scorpion stomps the opponent's shin and plants his katana on the floor, stabbing them on the way down. He then uses the planted sword as a balance for him to vault over and perform a drop kick. Spear, Scorpion throws his spear towards the opponent, reeling them in if it successfully hits. Scorpion can freely choose a second attack to perform after, but in some games the move has displayed unique attacks. Scorpion slashes the incoming opponent with his katana, knocking them down. Scorpion can also throw 2 spears at once. He can also whip the chains to send a current of hellfire to the opponent. Scorpion strikes the incoming opponent with an elbow strike. Hellport. Scorpion teleports behind the opponent to strike them from behind, with different attacks, a punch, a kick, and even a spear stab. Can be performed while airborne. Scorpion can cancel the attack, causing him to perform the teleport only. He can then choose any attack to perform afterwards. Scorpion can perform an additional attack such as a flip kick, uppercut or an upward sword slash. For increased mobility, Scorpion can teleport in different directions rather than behind, allowing for a quick escape or advance. To fool the opponent, he can create an illusion of him being poised to strike, covering his teleport. This can throw off one's guard if one is not careful. Hellfire. Scorpion summons hellfire from below, scorching opponents who stand above it. Takedown. Scorpion slides forward and wraps his legs around the opponent's legs to trip them. Demon. Slam. While in the air, Scorpion grabs an airborne opponent and throws them to the ground. Scorpion can choose to descend with the opponent, spinning on the way down. Afterwards, he'll then stab them in the back or scorch them with hellfire before doing the former. Fireball. Scorpion hurls a ball of concentrated hellfire towards his opponent. He can fire it in a straight or angled trajectory. The move can be delayed before Scorpion throws the projectile. This works well with his ability to cancel the attack, throwing slow and unaware opponents off their guard. It can also explode on contact. The projectile will release 2 additional explosions that launches the opponent upwards. Flame Aura. Scorpion performs a short stance, engulfing his entire body in scorching hellfire that burns nearby opponents. Minion Grab. Scorpion raises his skull talisman, unleashing a demonic minion that will restrain the opponent's legs from below. Minion Charge. Scorpion swings his skull talisman, summoning his demonic minion to shoulder charge the opponent from behind. Minion Drop. Scorpion waves his skull talisman to summon a demonic minion from the sky that drops down with a powerful dive kick. Demon Breath. Scorpion reveals his burning skull, spitting a cone of hellfire at the opponent. Demon Dash. Scorpion reveals his burning skeleton and dashes through the opponent. He lifts them by the neck and burns them in his grasp before blasting them away with a burst of hellfire. The attack can be enhanced, causing him to summon hellfire below the opponent before blasting them away. Death Spin. Scorpion executes a deadly maneuver where he spins his spear around himself, slicing at nearby opponents. Burning Spear. Scorpion performs a short stance with his kunai, igniting it with hellfire that boosts his kunai and spear's damage. If performed near an opponent, they will be caught in the blast which stuns them. Misery Blade. Scorpion enters a quick draw stance with his katana, gaining access to short but deadly attacks that he can choose from. Hate Strike. Scorpion raises his sword with its point facing the ground, plunging it down. Tsuka Poke. Scorpion strikes with the handle of his sword. Ham and Sweep. Scorpion advances forward and slashes at the opponent's feet. Scorpion can create an illusion of him performing a different attack while performing any of these attacks, allowing him to confuse the opponent. Scorpion stabs his kunai into the opponent's slower jaw and kicks them to the air. He grips the chain to stop it while it's airborne, giving the opponent a whiplash before falling to the ground. Scorpion grabs the opponent and slashes their neck and abdomen with his kunai. Afterwards, he launches them away with a flaming uppercut. Scorpion grabs the opponent, and turns them around with their back facing him. He plunges his kunai into their shoulder and abdomen before he rips away the kunai while slicing their back with his katana at the same time. Scorpion holds the opponent in a standing arm lock and breaks their knee with a flaming kick. He teleports away, leaving a clone in his place, and sends them flying with a teleport kick. Mortal Kombat X. Get over here. Scorpion launches 2 spears at the opponent, then adds hellfire to the chain's ends. He releases the spears, and the hellfire destroys their torso except for the bone. Chara fire. Scorpion teleports behind his airborne opponent and punches their head off with a fiery uppercut. Just a scratch, Scorpion quick draws his blades from his back, slicing their arms off. The opponent slowly bleeds out before they collapse. Nether flame. Scorpion covers himself in hellfire before throwing a ball of hellfire, making a huge burning hole in the opponent's chest. Little devil. Scorpion summons a demonic minion to restrain the opponent's legs. After a short delay, the demon explodes in a burst of flames. The opponent's body is left in ashes. Trial by fire. Scorpion grabs his opponent and slits their throat and abdomen before blowing up their head with a flame-covered fist. Mortal Kombat 11, the classic. Scorpion performs an uppercut, but it decapitates them with their spine intact. Spine Ripper. Scorpion grabs his opponent, then proceeds to break their knee with a kick, snaps their arm with a standing arm lock before grabbing them behind the neck to thrust their spine upwards. Crispy. Scorpion reveals his flaming skull and breathes hellfire on his opponent, burning them to a skeleton. Their charred skeleton crumbles down into a pile of bones. Stinger. Scorpion grabs an airborne opponent, then slams them down. He stabs them in the back with his sword before cutting their nape and beheads them. Clean cut. Scorpion executes a rising sword slice before vertically bisecting, then with a downward slice of his sword. Beheaded. Scorpion ignites his spear, then launches it towards the opponent. He reels them in for a powerful elbow strike that rips their head off, spine included. Soul burn. Scorpion phases through his opponent as a fiery skeleton and grabs them by the neck. He continues to burn them until their flesh melts away. Demon's blood. Scorpion throws 2 punches, to the neck and abdomen. As they reel from the attack, he stabs them in the back with his spear and ties it around the arm and head. He violently heaves the chain, ripping their head and arm off. Save me a slice. Scorpion teleports behind the opponent and stabs them through the chest. He follows up with a diagonal quick-draw slice of his sword, bisecting them diagonally. X-ray. Scorpion sting. Scorpion teleports into the ground and reappears behind his opponent, punching them in the groin before punching them again in the side of the face, breaking their skull and knocking them down. He walks over and stomps on their chest, cracking and breaking their ribs. X-ray. From hell. Scorpion enters a stance while engulfed in hellfire. He flies towards the opponent and grabs them, delivering a knee strike that breaks their jaw and sends them flying. Next, he fires a spear into the opponent's abdomen and another one to his opponent's skull, fracturing it. Lastly, he violently pulls it back, sending his foe headfirst into the ground, breaking their neck. Fatal blow. Get over here. Scorpion starts the move with an overhead slash. He then slashes them 2 times before sheathing his blade, and then he stabs the opponent's face with 2 of his spears. He kicks the opponent to the air, then grips the chains to stop them before violently yanking them back to him, setting them up for a kick to the face, impaling his spears even further. Okay, that's enough discussion. This place will take on Forest and there is no prep time. Let the battle begin.
A scorpion strikes us. Get over here!
Yikes. I got some things to explain. If you don't want to join at this salt storm, I recommend get off this video. Also shout out the animation at silos_j it. And now why did Chara wins? Sure, Scorpion might be powerful, but he isn't even multiversal, and Chara has faced powerful foes in the past, such as Asriel, Asgore, Sans and more. Scorpion is just a building level while Chara can scale to universal levels, and if Scorpion could kill Chara will be no problem. Chara has a determination that brings Chara back to life, and any mistakes Chara makes, they will easily recover thanks to the reset ability, and if any mistakes that Scorpion made, he will pay with fatal consequences. And don't forget about the erase ability that could erase Scorpion of existence, and that's why our winner, Chara. Poor Scorpion. On the next episode of Universal Battles.
Trapped within these walls, you left our souls to drip away. The ink decayed, the walls are bay, but a reckoning has come today. You say Boris has no guts, cause you replace it with mechanical stream. We've been tortured, but we move forward. This disorder kills your day.